Alright, we're going to change the hydraulic transmission fluid out on this John Deere 790. It's the 500-hour maintenance. It's on page 50 in your manual. But we're going to warm the tractor up before we do that. So I'm going to get out a key here and warm it up. And that's what the manual states to do and everything. Okay, we're back. We let the tractor warm up a little bit. I just put together, these are the parts you're going to need to do this job. Got your catch for the hydraulic transmission fluid. It says in the manual it holds about 4 gallons. Picked up this from Napa. This has a power steering on it, this tractor, the 790, so it requires this also be changed as well. It's the filter for the power steering, which is located right here on the tractor, on the left side of the tractor. If you're sitting on it, it's this thing right here. And it just, you just slide this tool right here. It's made to get those off. And I was practicing with it a little bit, and the way this works is because there's some lines in the way, you kind of just hold it up there like that and just slide it around like that. What we're going to be doing eventually under the tractor here, if you have this tractor has a Pto shaft underneath it as well as the one in the back for the bush hog. I can put a middle deck on here if I want to, but this is, I don't know if you can see it very well, but that's the Pto shaft. And if you go directly behind the Pto shaft, you have that bolt right there, right here. You can see that. Let's see if I can get a better angle on it. But it is right here underneath the tractor from this Pto shaft back, and you get that bolt, and that's how you drain the transmission fluid, and we'll get to that in a minute. I had pointed out to you some of the tools you're going to need. You're also going to need to get yourself a socket set, because that bolt requires an 11/16 socket. So just your standard socket, 11/16. You could use an 18 millimeter, but that's what you're going to need to get that bolt off there with. We're going to also move to this section here, and we're going to take off these bolts here, and there's a screen back here, and that's got to be cleaned, and then you just put that back on when you're done. So we'll get to that in a minute. If you're sitting on the tractor, it's on the right side of the tractor underneath your right foot from the steps. I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's the right side of the tractor now. I just got out from underneath it. I just climbed under here, put our oil catch there, and I just popped this on here. I had already loosened it just a tad. It wasn't that hard to do. And I'm just gonna unloosen this here. I'll let the oil go. There it goes. I'll come back to you in a minute, and it looks pretty clean. It really does. But it says to change it at 500. So that's what we're going to do. Y'all were probably wondering, I didn't show you the hydraulic transmission fluid, and that's what I got right there. John Deere recommends high guard, but it also says in the manual that you can use anything that's up to that same par, basically. And I found Lubriguard meets the specifications. Remember that extra catch I had? I went ahead and set it here because we're pretty much done draining, but we gotta get up into here, and this is what it's telling us to remove these 3 screws. There's one here, there's one here, and then there's one back here. It's kind of like a triangle like that, and then there's this main housing. I guess when we pull this out, there's going to be a screen here. I've never done it before, so we're going to see what it is, but according to the manual, it says there's a screen here. It needs to be cleaned, so we'll find out. And I looked, we just added another tool with a 1/2 inch socket to get these off. There's a rubber seal, so this whole thing comes off just like that. And take a look at it out here in the light. It's a little dirty, but there's a little rubber seal here, and that's what it looks like. right there, that piece that comes off. These are the 3 screws I took off, and then I thought I was going to have to take this off too, but apparently I didn't have to. Let's see something here. I don't know if there's a screen back there according to this. Oh, there is. See this? Here it is, right here. Okay. We're learning as we go here. Like I said, I've never done this before. Looks like we might have something in our way right here. As you can see, it doesn't look like it's a big deal. It looks like if it is in our way, if I can't get this screen out, it just slides back in there. If I can't get that screen out. Okay, folks, I figured something out here. We pulled this, took this housing off, and there's a screen back here. We pull the screen. Well, when we pull it out, of course, the brake arm is in the way here. Follow this up. There's a spring. That's not the way to take it off the spring. I took a better look at it. What we're going to do is, there's a cotter pin here. I'm just going to take this out right here, and I'll show you that in a second. And then we're going to pop that out, and that arm will just fall out of the way, and then we'll be able to remove this screen out here and clean it. It doesn't look too bad, but we're just going to do what the manual says. So we added another tool to the mix. You can use pliers or channel lock, but I'm just going to take this out right here. This little cotter pin. I'm going to bend it right, just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And that's exactly how you do it. Once these are bent back, I'm just going to slide that out. Okay. Okay, we got that little pin. Here's the pin. We got the little pin out right here. This part of it. And now I'm just pulling the big pin out. The pin. There, that's it. And just see how that just falls out of your way. And I believe the screen should come right out now. There it is. Look at that. Not a big deal, folks. Very, very easy to do. Not hard at all. We're just going to go ahead and clean that off now. All right, we're just going to put this back in. And, pretty straightforward. It just slides in. It's not a big deal. That's it. That's all there is to it. And we'll go ahead and put the housing back on. Just do the reverse order of what I just showed you. Okay, we're to the portion of our video where we're going to go ahead and undo that transmission filter. It's a power steering filter. That's what it is. And what we did is I got basically an oil filter, transmission filter, power steering filter, wrench, and we're just going to slide it on there. And there's a trick to sliding it on there. I'm going to show you what that is. As far as, again, I showed you in the beginning, but here's what we do. There's lines here in the way, so you can't put it on direct. It won't fit. So what you want to do is just come in from the side like this, just sideways, and just slide it over, and it goes right over. See there? Same thing coming off. You just slide it back off, but that's it. All right. So we want to take it and we're going to start spinning it, and we got it. Here comes the oil or the hydraulic fluid. Just come back in. You know, John Deere had provided this filter, and we just took off here. Here's what it looks like without it on. Just took it off. They had provided that. And of course, John Deere green, and the new one is not John Deere green. It's white. And there's the number on it. 551229. Same filter. It will work. It's no longer green, so unless you want to paint it green and keep your John Deere color theme going. Kind of like it, but it's time to change the filter, and this was the best way to do it. Now, according to the manual, it says to take the new filter, which is this one right here, and we're going to end up putting that right there. We're going to take a little bead of transmission fluid, and we're going to put it around here, and it says to fill this filter up right here about halfway, or a quarter to a halfway is what it says. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, there's the new filter. I just put it on there. Here's the old one, the John Deere one. Alright, now it's time to go to the next step. Alright, we're at the back of the tractor. And here's what it's saying to do. We got to remove that tube right there. It's this right here. And to do that, we use channel locks to grab this and tighten it down and pull that off. And it's saying to take this off. It's a little, stem that tube is connected to, and remove it and clean it in a solvent. We'll see if that needs to be done. And then it says clean this area off here around the oil reservoir where we're going to pour our hydraulic fluid. Make sure it's clean to prevent any contamination. We're going to clean that off once we open that up and pour our oil. We're going to clean this area here so nothing gets in there that's dirty. So we're going to go ahead and turn this counterclockwise as it says to do. We're going to take this vent tube off and see if it's dirty at all. I already removed the hose, the little hose right there, as you can see, so we're just taking that off. I blew off everything. I cleaned it off pretty good, loosened it up with that channel lock, and we're just taking this vent tube out right now. Let's take it out, see what's going on here, and that's what it looks like. Just a little tube, that's it. We're just going to clean it out. If need be, we'll clean it out. Now we're ready to go ahead and open this up. This is where we're going to pour our hydraulic transmission fluid. Just want to make sure it's clean so we don't get any debris in there, as the manual stated. Just go ahead and take that off. There we go. And push the seat forward on the John Deere. So we got plenty of room here, and we're going to go ahead and put our funnel in there, and we'll pour our 4 gallons of transmission fluid in there. Yeah, this is the 4th one. Okay, we're all done. Everything's been completed. What it says now is to start the tractor up. Check for any leaks. But that's the 500-hour hydraulic transmission fluid change. You do want to do it 500 hours. We did it at 444 hours. I hope this helped you out.